How would it be possible to perform miracles using only the power of the mind? This question seems to challenge our understanding of reality, but it holds a profound secret that can radically transform your view of life. Jesus, the Supreme Master, showed us through his miraculous acts that there is a hidden power within each of us, a power that does not depend on external circumstances but on the direct connection between the mind, faith, and the divine. Imagine being able to influence the reality around you, to attract what you desire, to heal, transform, and create solely through the power of your consciousness. This is not a distant fantasy, it is a truth available to you, and Jesus gave us the greatest examples of how the mind, when aligned with the Spirit, can make the impossible happen. I will share how Jesus' mental power was not only divine but profoundly human, accessible to anyone who has true faith and the ability to expand their mind. If you have ever wondered how Jesus was able to perform extraordinary deeds, such as healing the sick, calming storms, or multiplying food, know that it all begins in the invisible realm of the mind. Jesus not only understood the nature of the universe, he mastered the power of intention and faith. This power is not limited to biblical legends. On the contrary, Jesus came to teach us that what he did, we can also do, and even greater things. The key lies in understanding and practicing what he knew about the mind. Jesus' mental power was, first and foremost, a manifestation of his absolute belief in what was to come. He knew that by connecting with the divine mind, he could shape the reality around him. The miracle does not begin in the physical act but in the thought. Jesus visualized the desired outcome with unshakable clarity, and that unwavering faith was what made his miracles inevitable. Have you ever felt that your mind is capable of much more than just processing daily thoughts? There is a powerful force within you, waiting to be awakened. Just like Jesus, you too can manifest miracles by aligning your mind with your faith. Everything Jesus did was based on a universal truth: the mind and faith, when worked in harmony, are capable of transcending the limitations of physical reality. This means that the transformation you seek in your life is already within your reach. You just need to learn how to access this power. What makes Jesus' miracles even more fascinating is that he did not see them as isolated or rare events. For him, miracles were a natural extension of his connection with God and the mastery of his mind. He showed us that we can all do the same. The real question is, are you ready to explore this ability within yourself? Jesus' mental power is available to all who believe in the infinite capacity of the mind to co-create reality with the divine. In every miracle, Jesus demonstrated something fundamental: his mind was not separate from his faith. For him, the absolute belief in the miracle was the first step toward its realization. Jesus taught through his actions that when you fully believe in something, physical reality has no choice but to shape itself according to that belief. This is the power of the mind that he invited us to explore, and it is what can completely transform the way you live your life. Think of the biblical stories where Jesus heals the blind, raises the dead, or turns water into wine. In all these cases, Jesus did not rely on tools or external conditions. He used the power of his mind to visualize the outcome before it happened. This shows us something profound. The creation of miracles begins within us, in how we see the world and the level of faith we are capable of reaching. Jesus was a master of visualization and conscious manifestation, something that is within everyone's reach. To understand Jesus' mental power, we need to reflect on something essential: the human mind has the ability to shape reality. Today, modern science, especially through quantum physics, is beginning to explore how observation influences the behavior of matter. Jesus already knew this. He demonstrated that by directing intention and focus, the human mind can interact with the universe in profound ways, transcending time and space. And now, we are starting to realize that he was ahead of his time. Jesus' mental power was not something exclusive to him. He taught us that we all have the ability to perform the same feats, and even greater ones. The key is how you train your mind, how you align your intention, and how you connect with the divine source. The first step to manifesting miracles is believing that you can. When your mind is in complete harmony with your faith, you access the same power that Jesus used to perform miracles. The question is, are you ready to start manifesting miracles in your life? To truly understand Jesus' mental power, it is important first to delve into his life and the spiritual contexts that surrounded his miracles. Born in Bethlehem, Jesus grew up in Nazareth during a time of oppression and social turbulence under Roman rule. Yet, he soon stood out, not for his political affiliation or formal education, but for his deep spiritual connection and his ability to perform feats that seemed to defy natural laws. Through the Gospels, we are introduced to a man who transcended the limitations of the physical world, bringing healing, hope, and transformation to those who crossed his path. Jesus is widely recognized as one of humanity's greatest spiritual teachers. His miracles, such as healing the sick, raising the dead, and controlling the elements of nature, are at the heart of many biblical accounts. However, reducing these feats to mere supernatural acts does not do justice to the spiritual depth they represent. Each miracle was, in fact, a manifestation of something much greater, an intimate and powerful connection between mind, spirit, and faith. Jesus' spiritual teachings were deeply rooted in unconditional love, forgiveness, and unwavering faith in the divine. He not only preached love for others but demonstrated the transformative power of faith by showing that, with it, anything was possible. Through his miracles, Jesus conveyed a message that the kingdom of God was not distant or out of reach but accessible here and now, within each of us. What many fail to realize is that these miracles were not just extraordinary acts but a testament to the power of the mind and faith when they work in perfect harmony. Fascinatingly, Jesus taught us that the true miracle begins within, in the space of the mind and heart. For him, the spirit and the mind were inseparable. The physical healing he performed on others was preceded by inner healing, a change in belief, perspective, and faith in the person. He demonstrated that miracles were not just the result of external divine intervention but of human capacity to align with the divine through faith and clear intention. In many spiritual and esoteric traditions, Jesus is seen as someone who not only mastered the spirit but also the mind. He possessed a deep understanding of how the human mind, when directed with pure intention and absolute faith, could influence and shape the reality around it. It was through this wisdom that he operated his healings and performed his seemingly impossible feats. Jesus' mind was in perfect harmony with divine energy, and this unity allowed him to transcend the limitations of matter. Jesus' miracles can be seen as perfect examples of how the spirit and mind, in union, have the power to turn the impossible into possible. His ability to walk on water, multiply bread and fish, or raise Lazarus from the dead were not just demonstrations of his divinity but also an invitation for all of us to understand the potential we carry. He reminded us that the human mind, when connected to the divine, has the power to alter reality, heal, and transform the world around us. Throughout history, theologians, mystics, and scholars have debated and reflected on Jesus' miracles. Many believe that these acts were not just spiritual gifts but a conscious expression of his mastery over the mind and universal energy. In various traditions, Jesus is revered as one who transcended the limitations of the physical body, showing that true freedom resides in the mind and spirit. Therefore, understanding Jesus' miracles is also about understanding the deep connection he had between mind, spirit, and matter. He did not see a separation between these three aspects. On the contrary, he believed that by mastering the mind and aligning with the divine, any human being could manifest the impossible. For Jesus, faith was the key that unlocked this power, and his life was a testament to what is possible when we fully live this truth. The idea that Jesus not only mastered the spirit but also the mind is crucial to understanding his approach to miracles. He taught us that the power to transform reality was available to all of us, and that it begins within our own minds. This revelation invites us to reflect on how much of our potential is dormant, waiting to be awakened through faith, intention, and connection with the divine. Through his teachings and examples, Jesus offered a path for all of us to access this transformative power. He showed us that the mind is a powerful tool, capable of creating, healing, and bringing miracles into the physical world. And by doing so, we not only transform ourselves but also transform the world around us. When we talk about mental power in a spiritual context, we are referring to the extraordinary ability of the human mind to influence and shape the reality around it. Unlike what many believe, the mind is not just a center for processing thoughts and memories. It is a creative tool that, when used with intention and aligned with spirituality, becomes a portal to transform the physical world. In Jesus' case, his miracles were not just divine acts but expressions of consciously and precisely directed mental strength. The mental power Jesus demonstrated was much more than a magical ability. He proved through his actions that the human mind, when in perfect harmony with the divine, has the ability to transcend the common limitations of matter. Jesus taught us through his actions and words that the mind is a bridge between the physical and spiritual worlds. And it is on this bridge that great transformations occur. The human mind has the capacity to create. And when we talk about creation, we are not just referring to artistic or intellectual creativity, but to the ability to alter the very structure of the reality around you. Jesus exemplified this perfectly. His mind, in absolute harmony with faith and divine purpose, was a force capable of healing, transforming, and accomplishing what many considered impossible. For him, the secret lay in the clarity of intention and the absolute confidence that his vision would manifest in the physical world. Jesus' power to perform miracles did not come solely from heaven but from his focused mind, perfectly aligned with the divine. He knew, without a doubt, that his pure intention, when combined with his deep faith, was enough to literally move mountains. His miracles were manifestations of this inner certainty. When he healed the sick or raised the dead, he visualized the outcome before it even happened. To him, the miracle was already done in the realm of mind and faith, with only its expression in the physical world left to occur. This concept of mental power, when aligned with spirituality, reveals a profound truth. We, like Jesus, have the ability to transform our lives and the world around us through our minds. When we align our thoughts with divine intention, when we cultivate an unwavering faith in what we wish to manifest, we create an energy field capable of altering reality. This is what Jesus showed us, not only as a divine figure but as an example of what the human mind can achieve when connected to the divine. The key to accessing this power lies in understanding that the reality we live in is largely a reflection of the state of our mind. When our mind is filled with doubts, fears, and uncertainties, we manifest exactly that in our lives. But when it is centered on clear intentions, focused on a higher purpose, and connected to the spiritual flow, we create space for the extraordinary. Jesus not only taught us this but invited us to practice this power in our own lives. What Jesus did was more than isolated miracles. He showed us what happens when the human mind operates at its highest form. He understood that faith was not an abstract concept but a powerful force that, when united with the mind, could achieve anything. And this faith was activated by the clarity of his intention. Jesus never hesitated about what was going to happen. He knew that his mind, in union with the divine, was capable of creating any reality he visualized. Therefore, the mental power that Jesus exemplified is something accessible to all of us. What he showed us is that the mind, when guided by a pure intention and connected to the divine, can transcend the limitations of time, space, and matter. This means that the true power of manifestation begins within us. When we learn to master our thoughts and align them with spirituality, we are capable of co-creating the reality we wish to experience. Jesus taught us that this power was not exclusive to him but a gift that we all carry. He encouraged us to believe in the infinite capacity of our minds and to use them to create profound changes in our lives and in the world. Mental power is not something outside of us, it is an innate ability that can be developed through spiritual practice, faith, and clarity of purpose. As we follow Jesus' examples, we discover that true power lies not just in action but in thinking and believing consciously. Each of us has the potential to access this capacity. The human mind, when aligned with the divine, becomes a powerful tool for manifesting miracles, and that is something Jesus taught with his life. It is up to us to awaken this ability within ourselves. The miracles performed by Jesus are undoubtedly some of the most fascinating aspects of his life and teachings. More than mere demonstrations of supernatural divine power, these miracles reveal a deep connection between mind, faith, and physical reality. Each of Jesus' extraordinary acts exemplifies what can happen when the human mind, aligned with a clear intention and unshakable faith, becomes capable of shaping the world around it. On several occasions, Jesus made it clear that his miracles were not just expressions of his divinity but also demonstrations of the power of the human mind in harmony with the divine. One of the most striking examples is the miracle of the multiplication of bread and fish. Faced with a hungry crowd, with only a few loaves of bread and fish at his disposal, Jesus performed one of the most impressive miracles of his journey. However, when we look more closely, what really happened in this episode was not just an external manifestation of power but an act of deep trust and visualization. Before the miracle occurred in the physical realm, Jesus had already visualized the outcome in his mind. He did not question whether the food would be enough or if the miracle would happen. He clearly saw the result. The abundance was already created in his mind, and his absolute confidence caused the physical world to respond to this vision. Another clear example of Jesus' mental power was the healing of the sick. Throughout his ministry, Jesus healed the blind, the paralyzed, the lepers, and many others who suffered from physical ailments. What makes these healings remarkable is that they were not just the result of sudden divine intervention but the fruit of clear intention and deep faith. When healing the sick, Jesus often asked, "Do you believe you can be healed?" This reveals that, to him, faith was the first step to the manifestation of healing. He knew that belief in the outcome was essential for the miracle to manifest. Thus, when Jesus laid hands on the sick or simply spoke words of healing, his mind had already seen the person healed. The clear visualization of the result, combined with his unwavering confidence in divine power, caused the transformation to occur in the physical realm. One of Jesus' most famous miracles is the moment he walked on water. By defying the laws of nature and gravity, Jesus once again showed us the power of the mind aligned with faith. In this episode, he not only believed that he could walk on water, he knew it. His mind was so connected with the divine, and his faith was so strong, that the reality around him adjusted to this certainty. By walking on water, Jesus demonstrated that the limitations of matter can be transcended when the human mind is in perfect harmony with the spiritual source. Here again, the power of visualization and confidence played a key role. Jesus did not let doubt dominate him, for he had already visualized the outcome before his feet even touched the water. These miracles were not performed by chance, nor were they unpredictable responses of divine forces. On the contrary, each of them was carefully built in Jesus' mind before manifesting in the physical world. In all these events, the role of visualization is central. Jesus saw with absolute clarity what he wanted to happen. He didn't just hope for the miracle, he saw it realized in his mind before it manifested. This visualization was not a vague hope or uncertain desire but an absolute certainty, based on his deep connection with the divine and his unwavering faith in the result. This confidence is what truly sets Jesus apart. He did not question whether the miracle would happen or not. He knew that by visualizing the result and aligning his mind with the divine purpose, physical reality would shape itself to reflect that vision. To him, faith and intention were the true drivers of miracles. Jesus' power lay in his mind, a mind that saw beyond the limitations of the material world and connected directly with the infinite field of divine possibilities. By observing these miracles from this perspective, we can see that Jesus was teaching us something much deeper, that the human mind, when aligned with faith and clear intention, has the power to transform reality. The multiplication of bread, the healing of the sick, and walking on water are more than mere divine acts. They are examples of how the mind, when in tune with the divine, can transcend the laws of matter and manifest the impossible. Jesus showed us that true faith is not just believing in something greater, but the absolute certainty that what we wish to manifest already exists in the realm of mind and spirit. He taught us that by visualizing the outcome with clarity and confidence, we create the space for physical reality to adjust to that vision. This is the true essence of mental power, not just wishing for something, but having unwavering faith that it is already real before we see its manifestation. Therefore, Jesus' miracles were not just demonstrations of divine power but profound examples of how the power of the mind can influence and transform reality. Jesus taught us that with faith, visualization, and clear intention, we all have the capacity to manifest miracles in our own lives. The question is, are we ready to trust, as he did, in the power of our mind and our connection to the divine? 40. As we explore Jesus' mental power, we realize that modern science, especially quantum physics, begins to reveal truths that deeply align with what he demonstrated through his miracles. One of the most intriguing concepts in quantum physics is the observer principle, which postulates that the simple observation of a particle can influence its behavior. In other words, reality changes based on the observer's intention and attention. This gives us an important key to understanding how Jesus, by aligning his mind with the divine, was able to shape the reality around him. 41. In quantum physics, the double-slit experiment demonstrates that particles of light, photons, behave differently depending on whether or not they are being observed. When not observed, the particles act like waves, spreading out in multiple directions. But when an observer is present, the particles behave as if they are being directed toward a specific point, as if they know they are being watched. This suggests that consciousness has a direct impact on physical reality, influencing how matter organizes and responds. 42. This idea strikingly reflects what Jesus showed us in his miracles, that the human mind, when focused and in harmony with the divine, can influence and shape physical reality. Just as the observer in quantum physics affects the behavior of particles, Jesus used his conscious intention to influence the world around him. When he healed the sick or multiplied the loaves, he was directing his mind with such clarity that reality had no choice but to respond to that intention. 43. Jesus intuitively and profoundly understood that the human mind is an extension of the quantum field, an energy field that permeates everything in the universe. When he performed miracles, he wasn't merely invoking supernatural powers from outside but was connecting with the spiritual and natural laws that govern all of creation. He knew that by tuning his mind and heart to the divine, he was accessing a level of reality where the impossible becomes possible. This alignment allowed him to transcend the limitations of space, time, and matter. 44. A simple example to illustrate this is the act of visualizing a desired future. Just as a scientist observes a particle and influences its behavior, Jesus taught us that by visualizing a result with clarity, we can begin to shape reality to align with that vision. Imagine you are facing a challenging situation, such as an illness or a financial obstacle. Instead of just reacting to the circumstances, Jesus invited us to visualize the desired outcome, the healing, the abundance, the solution. This visualization, when done with faith and intention, begins to influence how reality unfolds, bringing about the circumstances necessary to manifest the miracle. 45. In quantum physics, the concept of quantum entanglement teaches us that two particles, once connected, remain linked regardless of the distance between them. This means that a change in one particle automatically affects the other, even if they are separated by millions of miles. Jesus demonstrated this principle on a spiritual and mental level. He knew that in the quantum field of mind and spirit, we are all connected. When he healed a person or performed a miracle, he was accessing this interconnected energy network where the separation between observer and observed disappears. 46. Another powerful example is the multiplication of the loaves and fish. In quantum physics, there is the idea that matter can exist in multiple forms simultaneously until it is observed and collapsed into a single reality. Jesus, by visualizing the abundance of loaves and fish, was influencing the collapse of this wave of possibilities, bringing the reality of abundance into the physical plane. His focused mind, along with his unwavering faith, was able to pull the desired result from the quantum field and manifest it into matter. 47. This connection between quantum science and Jesus' mental power shows us that there is a fascinating intersection between the spiritual and scientific worlds. What quantum physics is beginning to discover, Jesus already knew intuitively. He taught us that by observing reality with clarity and intention, we can alter it according to our will. But for this to happen, the mind must be in harmony with the divine, as Jesus demonstrated in his miraculous acts. 48. The key to this harmony lies in unwavering faith and trust. In quantum physics, uncertainty and chaos govern the universe until the observer intervenes. Similarly, Jesus showed us that to influence the reality around us, we must eliminate doubt. He never hesitated in his actions or questioned the outcomes. He knew, without a shadow of a doubt, that what he visualized in his mind would happen. This confidence was what made his miracles possible. When our mind is aligned with the divine, physical reality responds just as quantum particles respond to the observer. 49. Jesus' mental power can be seen as a living expression of the principles we are now beginning to explore in quantum physics. The human mind, when guided by faith and pure intention, can shape reality and transcend the limitations of time and space. Jesus showed us that just as the quantum observer influences the behavior of matter, we too have the power to influence and transform the world around us, provided our mind is in perfect harmony with the spiritual source. 50. In essence, Jesus invited us to be co-creators of our reality, teaching us that true power comes not only from the external but from within, from our mind connected to the divine. Just as quantum physics reveals that the universe is a field of infinite possibilities, Jesus showed us that with faith and intention, we can choose and manifest the realities we wish to experience. 51. When we look more deeply into Jesus' miracles, it is impossible to ignore the central role that faith and intention played in each of his extraordinary deeds. Jesus didn't just act, he believed, in an absolute and unshakable way, that the outcome was already guaranteed before any physical manifestation. His faith was more than an abstract belief, it was an active force that shaped the reality around him. For him, faith and clear intention were not separate from creation but fundamental parts of the miraculous process. This union of mind, spirit, and faith is the true key Jesus revealed to us for transforming our lives. Jesus lived in a state of complete harmony between his mind, spirit, and creation. He didn't see barriers between the spiritual and physical worlds, both were aspects of the same field of possibilities. His absolute belief that the miracle would happen left no room for doubt. When he healed the sick, multiplied the food, or calmed storms, he wasn't just waiting for the miracle to manifest, he already knew the miracle was done. Jesus' faith wasn't a passive wait but a living certainty. He saw the miracle before anyone else because, in his mind and spirit, the result already existed. This unshakable belief was the key to Jesus' miracles. For him, creation, spirit, and mind were inseparable. He knew that by aligning his thoughts and intentions with divine will, the universe would respond. There was no division between what he believed and what he manifested. Every miracle was a natural extension of his inner certainty. This alignment allowed Jesus to transcend the limitations of the physical world, shaping reality according to his intention and faith. In his acts, Jesus showed us that when the human mind is in perfect harmony with the divine, there are no limits to what can be achieved. This lesson is one of the most powerful we can learn from Jesus' life. The power of faith is limitless. We're not talking about faith that doubts or questions, but about absolute trust. When Jesus said, "If you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, 'Move from here to there,' and it will move," he wasn't speaking in a poetic metaphor. He was talking about the true power of the human mind when guided by unshakable faith. Jesus knew that faith is the fuel that activates mental and spiritual power, transforming thoughts and intentions into tangible realities. Imagine the impact this truth could have on your own life. How many times have you deeply desired something but didn't fully believe it was possible? How many times have your intentions been overshadowed by doubt? Jesus teaches us that for the miracle to occur, our mind, spirit, and faith must be in complete unity. When he performed his miracles, his intention was clear, and his faith unwavering. There was no room for uncertainty. He knew that the power of creation was within him and that by fully believing, the universe would respond to his faith. Jesus invited us, through his words and actions, to adopt this same stance. He knew that the power of faith and intention was not exclusive to him but something that all of us can access. What separates a miracle from everyday reality is often the level of faith and clarity with which we approach our intentions. When we doubt or allow fear and uncertainty to occupy our minds, we create a barrier between ourselves and what we want to manifest. However, when our intention is clear and our faith firm, we open space for creation to flow naturally and powerfully. This reflection leads us to a crucial point: how are your own mind and faith influencing your life at this very moment? Like Jesus, you also have the power to shape your reality. It all begins within you, in the clarity of your intentions and the strength of your faith. Jesus showed us that the key to miracles is believing, without hesitation, that what we desire already exists. When you align your mind and spirit with true faith, you start to see obstacles dissolve and opportunities materialize. This is not magic, it's the true nature of the power of the mind and spirit. Jesus' invitation was clear: believe. Believe with all your being. See the miracle in your mind before it manifests in the physical world. Visualize the desired outcome so clearly that it becomes as real in your mind as physical reality itself. When you do this, you are activating the same power Jesus used to perform his miracles. Your faith and intention have the power to transform everything around you, as long as they are in perfect harmony. What Jesus showed us is that the miracle is not something reserved for a chosen few. We all have the potential to access this power. The difference lies in how we use our faith and intention. When we learn to trust absolutely and focus our mind on a clear intention, we begin to see miracles unfold before our eyes. And these miracles don't have to be grand events. They can be small changes that, over time, completely transform our lives. The power of faith and intention is what activates the miracle. Jesus showed us that when we fully believe and focus our intention with clarity, the universe responds accordingly. He taught us that we are co-creators of our reality and that with the right mind and true faith, we can transform the impossible into possible. Now, it is up to you to ask, where is your faith? Is it firm and unshakable, ready to create? Or is it still wavering between doubt and certainty? The answer to that question may very well be the key to miracles in your own life. Jesus' mental power was not something reserved exclusively for him, nor was it confined to his time. What he clearly and practically taught us is that we all have the ability to access the same power to transform our reality. Jesus' teachings are not mere lofty spiritual concepts, they are guides for practicing a transformative life. What he did when performing miracles can be applied to our own lives, as long as we understand the importance of aligning our mind, faith, and intention with a higher purpose. One of Jesus' greatest lessons was the power of visualization. He didn't just believe in what was to come, he clearly saw the desired outcome before it manifested in the physical realm. When healing, feeding, and transforming the world around him, he was using the natural ability of the mind to visualize and create. This is something we can all practice. Visualization is a powerful tool to begin transforming our reality. Just as Jesus saw healing, abundance, and transformation before they happened, we can also visualize our goals and dreams with the same clarity. Find a quiet place where you can relax without interruptions. Close your eyes and start by breathing deeply, calming your mind and body. Now, clearly imagine what you want to manifest in your life. It could be a goal, a healing, or a change you desire. Feel as if this has already happened. See the result as if it were a present reality, just as Jesus saw the miracle before it manifested. Feel the emotion and gratitude for this new reality. By doing this, you are training your mind to align with the intention of transforming your reality. This practice of visualization is the foundation for activating mental power in your life. When you visualize with clarity and certainty, just as Jesus did, you begin to create a new reality. However, visualization alone is not enough. It must be supported by pure intention and unwavering faith. This brings us to the importance of meditation and prayer as ways to align the mind with the spirit, something Jesus practiced constantly. Every day, take a few minutes to meditate and connect with the divine source. Just as Jesus would withdraw to pray and meditate, use this time to align your mind with the divine. Start by sitting in a quiet place, with your back straight, and close your eyes. Breathe deeply and focus on your heart, feeling the presence of the divine within you. Ask for guidance and wisdom to align your thoughts and intentions with the higher purposes of your soul. In this state of peace, visualize your intention and trust that by aligning with the divine will, you are co-creating the reality you desire. This daily meditation practice not only strengthens your connection with the divine but also trains your mind to remain focused on higher intentions. Jesus was constantly in prayer and meditation, keeping his mind and spirit aligned with the Father. When we cultivate this practice, we create a calmer, more receptive mind to hear the voice of the divine, allowing our intentions to be guided by a higher force. In addition to visualization and meditation, the next step is to set a clear intention for your life. Jesus always acted with a defined intention and a higher purpose. He didn't perform miracles by chance, each of his actions was in tune with a divine purpose. You can also cultivate this practice in your life. At the start of the day, set your intention. Ask yourself, what higher intention do I want to manifest today? It could be an act of kindness, the pursuit of an opportunity, or the healing of a specific situation. When you act with a clear intention, your mind aligns with that purpose, and reality begins to shape itself around you. Faith is the foundation that supports this intention. For Jesus, faith was the absolute certainty that the desired outcome already existed in the spiritual realm and was just waiting to manifest in the physical world. Likewise, trust that when you set your intention, the universe is moving to align with your purpose. This may not happen immediately, but the constant practice of maintaining faith and clarity of intention opens the doors for manifestation. These exercises are not just isolated practices, they are the path to begin applying Jesus' mental power in your life. Just as he visualized and believed with clarity, you can also use your mind to co-create the reality you desire. By practicing visualization, meditation, and setting intentions with faith, you are putting in motion the power of transformation that Jesus so clearly exemplified. Jesus left us a powerful invitation to believe in the unlimited potential of the human mind when it is connected with faith and divine intention. He showed us that by fully trusting in the power of the mind, we can transcend our limitations and transform our reality. For him, the impossible didn't exist because he knew that his mind, in perfect harmony with the divine, could shape time, space, and matter. Believe that your mind has the ability to create miracles, big or small, in your life. Start by visualizing with clarity, meditating to align with the divine, and setting your intentions with confidence. When you practice these techniques with faith, you are following in Jesus' footsteps and activating the same power he used to transform the world around him. If you start applying these teachings in your life today, you will begin to notice profound changes. Doors that once seemed closed will start to open, the circumstances around you will begin to shift, and what once seemed impossible will begin to manifest. Jesus taught us that the power of the mind, guided by faith and intention, is the key to transformation. It is now up to you to use that key to unlock the miracles waiting to manifest in your own life. Just as a drop of water is part of the vast ocean and a grain of sand contributes to the immensity of a beach, your like and subscription make all the difference in the growth of this channel. If you've watched this far, don't forget to like and subscribe.